This looks like a new little special chapter or whatever. This is a B1 for Balto, whoever the hell that is. The Demon King's close aide lets out a sigh at the conference. I'm walking on the long hallway. A petite black back is diagonally in front of me, about 2 heads lower than me. Because of that, the walking speed is considerably slower than me. Thanks to that, I must move slower than usual. It's difficult, but I can't overtake. Because the girl walking in front is the current Demon King. After advancing the long hallway, we arrived in front of a door. Then Mausama stops walking. To be honest, I don't want to open this door. Although I don't want to open it, I must open it. I swallow the sigh that almost leaks out unintentionally and open the door. And I give way to Mausama and lower my head respectfully. Mausama steps into the room as if it was natural without giving a glance to me. I confirm that Mausama has entered the room, and I follow afterwards. I close the door quietly so that there's no sound. The room that I looked back was the so-called conference room. The round table around the seat of honor where Mausama should sit is at the center of the room. 10 men and women have already sat down on their seat at the round table. Half of the number of half of the number in the room who stood up according to Mausama's entrance. The remaining half sit as it is on the seat. The problem is that my younger brother is included in the guys who sat on the seat. I push back the sigh that's going to come out into my throat again. I pull Demon King's chair and prompt her to sit. As expected, Mausama sat down with a casual gesture that didn't have the fragment of elegance without giving a glance to me. I didn't overlook that some of those who sat in a row frown. Mausama probably didn't overlook it either. It's obvious because she enjoys seeing the reaction. I think that it's bad taste, but if I even show such an expression, I don't know what will be said later. Maintaining a poker face is the most effective against this Mausama. Then I shall start the conference, Balto. Yes. It's the holding signal of Mausama. I who answer it briefly. To put it bluntly, when Mausama finished giving the holding signal, she has no more act in here. Because I'm the one who advances the progress of the conference and all of the practices. It was forced to me. Then, at first, let's hear about the reports of each quarter. Report in order from the First Army. The usual flow of the conference is to hear the activity report of the army deployed in various places. The one who stood to my words is the commander of the First Army, Agna, who's said to serve as the general since the Demon King of 2 generations ago. Although Agna Dono looks youthful according to human, he's a person who have lived for a long time among the demons. He has the ability that it's strange that why this person is not the Demon King. The First Army is at the front of Rengzand Empire, and the advancement preparations to the Kusorean fort was completed. Because the logistics deployment was completed, it's possible to march any time if there's an order, that's all. Agnadono, who finishes it directly without inserting any unnecessary report. The simple and sturdy temper seems to catch a glimpse. The Second Army is also similar. However, if I can have a little more time, the string pulling might bear fruit. The next one who stood after Agnadono is bewitching beauty. Oh, that was a woman. The commander of the Second Army, Sanatoria. She is a succubus that uses charm as a weapon among the demons. Probably the string pulling is that kind of thing. How long will it take? 2 or 3 days at the earliest. You may advance it if there's no obstacle in the march. Thank you. Sanatoria sits on her seat after giving me a charming smile that almost shocked me unintentionally. However, even after Sanatoria sits down, the following commander of the Third Army doesn't get up. Commander of the Third Army, Kogo. Oh, after that, it turns out into a war. To my call, Kogo, who has a large build, shortened his body and said it. Can't this war be avoided? Avoid, is it? If it's possible to avoid, we would do so. Oh, no matter what? When I was going to answer Kago, a different speech interrupted and sounded in the room. No matter what. However, the commander of the Third Army, Kago, if you want to avoid war no matter what, there's a way to stop it. It's Mausama. An ill-natured smile sticks to the face that like she thought of a cruel mischief. But what is it? It's easy. Everyone in the Third Army should just be the world's foundation. Kago stiffens to Mausama's words. What's wrong? War can be evaded because of that. I'm sorry. I won't say any more. Therefore, please forgive me. Kago, if you have learned from this, then don't speak of unnecessary things. Do you have a report? I entered the talk before Mausama opens her mouth to corner Kago. It's all going well. Good. Next. Although Mausama seemed to look a little dissatisfied, this is fine. The report of the 4th Army, 5th Army, 6th Army finished without a problem, next to the commander of the 7th Army. However, the commander of the 7th Army, Blow, who's my younger brother, didn't have the sign to stand from the seat at all. Blow. Aniki. After that, I can't agree with this. Blow said it unpleasantly while folding his arms and being arrogant. Why is it that Aniki, who unified and directed the demons, is not the Demon King, but that woman? Isn't it strange? Blow! Aniki also! Why are you serving such a woman? I can't see that she has the ability that can make Aniki to pledge allegiance. You! There's a limit to how rude you can be against Mausama. It's Dorado of the commander of the Fifth Army who enraged towards Blow, who releases his anger that piled up. The character of Blow and Dorado doesn't match because they often clash like this. Although the surroundings will enter to stop them every time, no one tries to stop them this time. Those who agree with Blow, those who disagree with Dorado. Those who agree with Dorado, and those who pretend contemplation. That's what that is. I thought it was like content. It's not. The reaction of the commanders were like that. However, as for the feelings, everyone in this place intended to pretend contemplation. Blow, no matter who's the Demon King, we demons follow the Mouse-sama in this world's providence. Did you forget about it? Like I know such a thing. Is that woman so excellent? I haven't even saw her do anything before. Do you think that it's allowed for us to doubt Mouse-sama's thoughts? Mouse-sama has deep thought that we can't imagine. That means she has abandoned to think. There's no way I can obey anything just because it's the Demon King's order. You, who's a fool who can't think about things by yourself, has no right to give opinions to me. You bastard, how dare you call me a fool? Placed between two people who exchanged intense verbal attack. The commander of the Sixth Army, Huey, that has a child face distorted with annoyance. The other commanders watch over the outcome. Among them, there's a commander of the Fourth Army that I can't even read his thoughts. The commander of the Fourth Army, Metazophis, has a dropping pale face. Dropping, I guess. Is it drooping or dropping? Whatever. Dropping pale face that doesn't budge even an inch. This man has an existence that's not understood well among the commanders that are full of suspicious people. Although I'm cautious of his movement, there's no doubtful movement at present. Bring it on! Finally, Blow puts his hands on his weapon. Although Dorado also reaches for his weapon, his hand didn't even reach the weapon. What? My body! I can't move! The body of both of them stood still, ignoring their will. I know that I'm to blame, but can you refrain from fighting over such a worthless matter? The bitter words of Mouse-sama, who is the cause of the fight. Astonishment rules over the room. It was not only the fact that the two people who got their movements sealed. They don't understand how Mouse-sama sealed the movements of the two people. That's natural. Mouse-sama has never shown her power to the utmost up until now. It's the thin threads that are almost invisible that stop the movement of the two people. The threads extend behind the neck of the two people. Thread of marionette. Those who got caught by this thread become puppets of Mouse-sama. And it's not limited to living things only. As far as I know, Mouse-sama uses this thread to manipulate 10 puppets that are developed at the same time, and enemies can be annihilated. However, I only know that much. Mouse-sama has not shown me her secrets yet. Mouse-sama is not incompetent like Blow said. The Demon King is not a Demon King just because he or she is called a Demon King. A Demon King is one who is worthy of being a Demon King. When it seems to be too worthless, I'll kill you directly, okay? A subtle, sublime smile. Seeing that, there was no one who would say that they would defy Mouse-sama. The thread of marionette is pulled. With that alone, the two of them were made to sit in their seat forcibly. The thread parts from the two of them at the same time, and then freedom of the body returns at last. I'm so sorry. Dorado turned pale and apologizes, whereas Blow can't say anything. Well then, the report of the Eighth Army. The report of the Eight. Although it might be terrible as an older brother, I leave my younger brother as he is. There's no problem. The commander of the Eighth Army, Wrath, reported briefly. This man doesn't show much interest in the Demon King. In exchange for that, there are various problems on different things, but because it's unrelated in this case, it's alright. The problem is the remaining two. The Ninth Army can also march without a problem. If I were to speak of this man, he is black. The black armor that seems... He is black. The black armor that seems... The black armor that seems to have combined with his body. The dark skin that slightly looks like a face. His hair is also black. However, only one point, the eyes are strangely red. This man's name is not even known. However, he is called as Kudo. The 10th Army, no problem. And the girl sitting next to the black man is the exact opposite, white. The worn robe is snow white. The exposed skin is also strangely white. The long braided hair is also white. Because her eyes are shut, all the colors are white. This woman's name is also not known. However, she's called as Shiro. The two people whom Mouse-sama added to the executive of the Demon Army. The identities are not known. Although I don't know, I can imagine it. These are two people, are probably rulers. Ruler that's said to manipulate this world from the back. It's two of them. I don't know. I don't have no way to know how Mausama added such two people as subordinates. However, the overwhelming eeriness, wariness is heeded by all means. It's going well. Mausama who nods in a good mood. Then, let's start the war. And by those words, the great war that can be said to be the worst one between demons and humans begins quietly. I expressed a sigh about the fact quietly. So there's a war going on. Cool. I mean, I didn't hear about any of this, but I guess they were planning it without, the other guy knowing about it. Shit's gonna happen all in the other things. I don't know how much it's gonna affect, the spider, but yeah, war. Sure. Cool.